Let's focus on the U.S. now, the situation there. Rob Reynolds has that.
A day of presidential mixed signals. Attending the sailing of a Navy hospital ship bound for Manhattan, President Donald Trump said he might impose a quarantine on New York and neighboring states.
I am now considering and will make a decision very quickly, very shortly, a quarantine because it's such a hot area of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. We'll be announcing that one way or the other fairly soon.
Trump said he had discussed the idea with New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Cuomo said he didn't know what Trump was talking about.
Has he spoken to you about a quarantine? Have you had any indication that that's a possibility for New York or parts of Connecticut?
I haven't had those conversations. I don't even know what that means.
Later on Saturday, Trump put out a tweet backing away from the quarantine plan and saying, "I have asked the Centers for Disease Control to issue a strong travel advisory to be administered by the governors in consultation with the federal government. A quarantine will not be necessary." Quarantine or not, New York is enduring dark times. Nurses protested outside a Bronx hospital, saying they haven't got enough protective equipment.
We're incredibly frustrated. We know that the federal government can give us these resources.
Coronavirus has killed more than 500 people in New York and infected tens of thousands. All across the country, more states are ordering people to stay home, including in Rhode Island.
I am issuing a stay-at-home order for all people in Rhode Island. The order will be in place from right now until April 13th.
And in Kansas.
Kansas still has not received what we need from the federal government.
This is Houston, Texas, and it's part of the new face of America. Deserted streets, parking lots, and public spaces. Part of a country under siege.
And Rob also has more on what's happening in other states across the U.S.
The situation is not good outside of New York. In fact, all across the country, we're seeing rising levels of death and rising numbers of confirmed cases. This was, in fact, the deadliest day in the U.S. during the pandemic so far, with nearly 250 deaths recorded. There are outbreaks in places like Detroit and here in California, where the governor and the mayor of Los Angeles say that Los Angeles will be where New York is now in a matter of perhaps 2 or 3 weeks. Chicago is being affected. Philadelphia is being affected. New Orleans is being very badly affected. The number of confirmed cases there doubled over the past couple of days. One of the lawmakers from the state of Louisiana, where New Orleans is the largest city, said that that hospitals would run out of ventilators, respiratory equipment by Thursday of next week. And so, in general, this is spreading very rapidly all across the country. As you heard in the report, more and more states are declaring stay-at-home orders, telling their people to just stay indoors. All the parks here in Los Angeles have been closed. The beaches, the parking lots of the beaches have been closed. People are being told not to go out very far from home. So it is a country shutting down, and doing so rapidly with an unknown view towards what's going to happen next.
China is easing restrictions as the number of homegrown infections continues to decline, but neighboring countries are implementing tougher measures, as Sarah Clark reports from Hong Kong.
This is the new battleground for China, trying to stop the importation of the virus back into the country. And as a result, it's put in place some pretty tough new restrictions, basically banning foreigners, even if you own, or have, I should say, a visa or permanent residency status. There are some exemptions. Now, looking at Wuhan, which of course is the epicentre of the coronavirus outbreak, we're seeing different pictures there.